Special Investigating Unit says it has recovered 318 million rand from law firms who allegedly defrauded the Road Accident Fund. The firms in question are believed to have gotten duplicate payments with the help of sheriffs. Let's start with how these law firms do this and why it is that the Road Accident Fund is most vulnerable.
Thank you very much, Toli, and thank you to your viewers. What happened here is when claims were made by the whoever through their legal firms, they then come to the RAF and then put that claim. Because RAF doesn't have enough money, they've got a system that says any claim that is approved has to wait for 180 days before the payments can be made. Therefore, when they put it in the system, the system automatically waits for 180 days so that they can rationalize the payment. But then the law firms do not want to wait for 180 days. They then go work with the sheriffs and then they save the bank account of RAF, and then they then use the courts to go and say we want to take the money out ourselves from the bank account. Then the courts will approve that. They get the money, and then once they've received the money, after 180 days, automatically the system pays the same amount again to them, and then they just keep that money and then go on with their life.
Once exposed, as you have detailed to Parliament, once these law firms are exposed in this way, are they going to jail over and above them paying back the monies?
Yeah, it depends, because each and every matter is dealt with separately. Therefore, there are those that we found that over and above them keeping the money, when we then found them, they said, no, we will bring back the money quickly and so on. But there are also those, when we went into these accounts, where they had misappropriated the money, because you must remember, this money is put in trust with them. It is meant for the third party who is a claimant. Therefore, in such cases, we have referred these matters to the National Prosecuting Authority, who is now working with the Hawks, and the Hawks have already finalized the investigations around those, and they have referred this for decision to the National Prosecuting Authority with the intention to deal with them criminally. But those that basically did not do anything criminally wrong, we just want them to pay back that money and make sure that the money that is in their bank account goes to the intended recipient, who are the people that would have been in an accident.
Let me put the question this way. Is there complicity on the part of the Road Accident Fund officials who pay out these monies? If not, what is the RAF doing to protect itself from being fleeced in this way?
At the moment, there is no evidence of complicity from the officials of RAF. It is just a matter of having their system correct. And if you have heard during the presentation, I think the CEO of RAF was at some point saying, we don't want the people or the lawyers to know where our money is being put, because then they will go and save whatever against that amount that is in the banks or wherever it has been put. Therefore, they've got to make sure that they put their systems together, but also I think it's a matter of them making sure that they pay those amounts on time to avoid duplication. But also, they must have a system that says when the money has been deducted out of their bank account, they must have a system that says then we can block this money from being paid double from the system itself.
Mr. Kganyago, this is obvious fraudulent behavior on the part of these law firms. I know that in other cases, the SIU is happy to say, we have done our investigations, here's a report, please do refer these to the prosecuting authorities, if and when, of course, these cases meet that. Are you at that stage? Is there any inkling of that at this stage?
Definitely, Koli. We already have those that are already lining up. They've been referred, and further investigation is already done by the Hawks. They are lined up for a decision by the NPA because we found those irregularities already and we have dealt with them. And then we have also did our part in terms of recovery. And as we speak, they are those that have paid about 42 million rand that is in cash to the SIU and 276 million directly back to RAF. And then we are looking at even those that we will take legal action against, those that have signed acknowledgement of death and they are not paying. Therefore, we will take them to court on the recovery side also.
Yeah. Today, a very important launch happened, and it's to do, once again, with trying to combat corruption in the country. Talk to us more about what it is that you were launching today and how it is going to help in the fight against corruption.
Yes, today we were launching the fourth anti-corruption forum. We started with the health one, we did the local government one, and we did the infrastructure build. Now it was the border management and immigration anti-corruption forum. The idea of creating this is to focus on vulnerable areas where we see that they are prone to corruption, and border management is one of them because the porous borders that we have give rise to people bribing their way into the country so much. Therefore, today we are saying all law enforcement, all members of civil society, business must all come into one room. We have already started with the meetings on this anti-corruption forum. Sit in one room, report all the things that are reported to them, monitor them, and make sure that we hold each other between law enforcement and civil society accountable for all the investigations and the outcomes that are coming out of it. You will remember we're already investigating as the SIU all the visas that were issued since 2004. And therefore, we are already having a lot of outcomes out of there, where as we speak now, there are some study visas, over 100 of them, that has to be revoked. And we are in the process of doing that. There are instances where people, they say there was some guy who is now before court, I think it's Mpofu, in the Northwest, who was the CEO of the development bank there, who entered into the country fraudulently, and then we have discovered all of that, and all these matters are now before the courts.
Kaiser Kganyago speaks for the Special Investigating Unit. Thank you very much for your time tonight.